Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, we're going to be diving back into some XRP analysis, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the most important questions that you guys had about when to take profits, how the cycle is going to be stacking up, and how to actually know, when is a good time to take profits, and how to go about actually making a trading plan for this. A lot of people ask me questions about this. A lot of people have asked me questions about how high I think XRP can go. So I wanted to give you guys some examples of prior market cycles, analyze some thoughts and perspectives that I had so that you guys can stay best informed and make the best trading decisions moving forward. If you're new and just finding this channel, make sure you guys do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing as always. Make sure if you guys want to sign up for my free Discord server and join my community, links are going to be provided for you in the description as well for that. On top of that, if you're a new guy getting into these markets and you want somewhat of a study guide to make better decisions with your finances, then I also have a link in the description for my ebook and free beginner's guide, study guide, to teach you guys really just some of the basics in which help me tremendously with making profit. So I wanted to give that to you guys for free as well. Links are provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are going to dive right into XRP today. I've been talking about XRP a lot because overall XRP is happening exactly to our plan. It's just taken a long time. So now that we're actually going up, I've gotten really excited about this because I have been dollar cost averaging for this. Since like, when was it? It was literally the very beginning of 2019. That's when I started buying this, and so I've been buying this forever and ever, 2.5 years. To see it finally breaking out, it's made me want to cover it a lot more. So let's talk about some thoughts and perspectives. You guys had a lot of questions. I made out a tweet that actually asked you guys to drop some of your questions that you had with XRP. You guys got a lot of them asked, so I'm going to go through and cover some of them. Some of the ones that I thought were the most important. We're going to talk a little bit about profit taking. We're going to talk a little bit more about where I think price could be headed in the short term. And then there was just a few other questions that we'll kind of get answer to along the way. So let's talk about what's going on in the shorter time frames. First and foremost, let's go to the 8-hour. And as you guys can see, our dip has been bought up. My expectations of what happens next is really just us to continue to go up from here. As you guys can see on the daily, we do have a nice bullish engulfing coming in here. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. Now, as long as these candles continue to close, we do not have a resistance until the all-time highs. And I do strongly believe that we are going to be breaking the all-time highs next. And that's literally what is about to happen. We don't have any resistance left, guys. We've already flipped our level at 92.5 cents. We already flipped this level at $1.18. And now we literally have nothing left into the all-time highs. And so let's talk a little bit about what we could see coming next. A lot of people are wondering when they should be taking some profits with this. At the end of the day, guys, you already know what my profit-taking strategy is. Hold to the end of the year, all-time highs, new all-time highs, not taking any profits until that point. And if I do take profits, I will update inside of my Discord if something decides to change, because I have thought about taking some profits this summer, because I do expect we will see some type of major summer sell-off where the altcoins will get hit hard. I do believe that this is the point where the Bitcoin ratios are going to do really well, so you do want to make sure you lock up some profits in that period of time, because if you don't, you kind of miss out on the opportunity of making a bunch of money off of these altcoins going up, but making money not in dollars, but making money against Bitcoin. And then you take that money and you put it into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin usually outperforms the alts. You can cycle them back into alts because they go through periods where they're up and down. But overall, guys, you want to make sure you do take some profits on this first rally into new all-time highs, because this is the one where they're going to outperform Bitcoin the most, which in my opinion is the most valuable crypto. So the goal with altcoins always has been to trade them to accumulate more Bitcoin. It's always been the end goal with these things. And so with our dollar becoming increasingly worthless, you don't necessarily want to accumulate more dollars. You want to make sure you're buying altcoins, waiting for that first major cycle into new all-time highs, because that's where you're going to make the most Bitcoin for yourself. So that's my personal beliefs on this. Let's talk about what we're going to see next, how to take some profits. Now, I don't know this for certain because I literally don't watch any other YouTubers when it comes to crypto. I like to stick to my own analysis, because if I listen to too many outside forces, I become confused in my own plan. So I literally don't. No disrespect towards anybody out there. I think there's a lot of excellent analysts. I just can't personally listen to what they say because it just clouts my judgment. So I do think that Blockchain Backer has targets of $10 to $13. I see a lot of you guys comment under my tweets asking me questions about him and his analysis, but I don't watch it, so I never know what to think necessarily. I think that he has the same targets as the Fibonacci extension tool. And so kind of the way that this worked in the last cycle, if we measure from the beginning of XRP's move back down to the low, our Fibonacci targets for this first breakout were, 2618, 3618, and then the 4236, and we even extended past the Fibonacci quite a bit. But this was a good place to take profits, and it was relatively close to what we saw as that corrective move. And so I think that Blockchain Backer has that same target, and my guess for why he has that target is probably just because of the Fib extension. The 2618 is going to be like $8, $9. The 3618 is going to be like, $11, $12. So right around that point is where you're going to get some Fibonacci extension targets. And so those are pretty close to what we saw in the last cycle. And so it makes sense why somebody would want to sell in here. And so if you guys have the plan to sell in there, that's already such great gains for the people that have been buying throughout here that, I mean, there's no point in not taking profits necessarily. For me, I personally think that that's too early. I do believe that we will see some type of a summer sell-off. But the amount of money that's flowing around in these markets at this current moment in time, I just think that it's a little bit early. And that's why I'm selling based off of my time frames. XRP has been one of those long-term holds for me that I want to hold to the end of the year. Because not only do I qualify for better taxes if I hold later to the end of the year, but I think that that's a better point to be selling my XRP anyways. I think it's just a little bit early right now in the cycle time frames for me to be wanting to take massive profits. When we get up to these crazy valuations and we're at $10 and I'm looking at my portfolio balance and I'm looking at these this huge amount of money that I have, at that point, maybe I'm going to start to feel a little bit nervous holding that much and not holding enough cash, so I will take profits. But as it stands right now, guys, I've had the plan to stick to the end of the year for literally 2 years plus at this point. I mean, if you're going to deviate from your plan mid-bull run, chances are you're going to end up screwing yourself and just making a terrible choice at the top of the cycle and lose all of your money. So I've had this plan for so long. The time frames have lined up exactly to my plan. It's never proven me or given me any reason to doubt my plan up to this point. So, I mean, I might as well just stick to it. So that's kind of my thoughts. We're taking profits for XRP. Regardless, guys, I do think that we might see a rally up closer towards, $10, $13 approximately. And then we'll get some type of a pullback. Maybe we see some pullback relatively close to the all-time highs like we saw here. And then we'll get one more final blow-off top. I don't know how crazy that blow-off top's going to get, but I just think it's going to end up following close to this same last cycle that we saw here. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is really close to what we saw. What we are seeing with Dogecoin today. This pullback, I think, is not the pullback I'm actually talking about. I think Dogecoin's going to experience a pullback relatively soon. Dogecoin is going to have a bunch of this money leave. I think we're pretty close to the top now. I think a lot of people are calling for $1, and it really reminds me a lot of what we saw with Bitcoin when everybody was calling for 100K Bitcoin, and then it didn't hit 100K Bitcoin. It topped at 20,000. Kind of reminds me of the same type of psychology that I'm seeing right now. I see a lot of people FOMO buying into Doge, even a lot of people I know personally, and it's kind of like, FOMO buying to me, it doesn't make sense necessarily, and it's kind of hard to say what is FOMO buying in a bull run because these markets will go up so high. But I think that with me, Dogecoin being something that literally has no utility at all, like it's nothing in the long term, I like to buy things that are something long term because not only do they pump really well in the bull market, but they do well long term. And I think that that's the thing that most people have to realize here is what we're seeing with that, or what I should say, what we're seeing with Doge is a coin that has not been built on for 2 years, that has not a cap supply. It's infinite. It's got an infinite supply. And while I don't think that it can't have a monumental bull season, because we're obviously seeing that right now, and there's no hate against Doge. I don't hate Doge at all. I think this is amazing in what we're seeing. But the point I'm trying to make here is you don't want to be buying Doge right now when there's coins like XRP, when there's coins even more undervalued than XRP, with a lot more partnerships, things that are really doing something in society today that you could buy instead. And so for me, leave Doge alone, guys. Don't get caught buying the top of this. I see a lot of people calling and buying into this stuff. Trading it is great. It's really volatile and stuff, but just don't get caught with your pants down. It's going to happen to a lot of people, and I see it happening right now as we speak. And it just looks to me like we are about to see somewhat of a top relatively soon. And I could be wrong, but regardless, guys, I think it'll be like this move that we saw here for XRP. And really, guys, if we take the chart of Doge, remember this move here. We had that first breakout into new all-time highs, and then everything had that pullback. Doge pulled back 90% right here, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was 90% in this one pullback. And so I do think we're going to see that same type of move. Keep in mind, guys, the top of this happened June 5th. So that's pretty much on par with where we're at today, exactly the same time frames. And so if we're doing the same type of time frames, why wouldn't you expect that there would be some type of a major sell-off after this big of an expansion? There will be, and it's Dogecoin. It's not a working long-term project. It's not going to be something that everybody uses, or at least not to my opinion about it. And so these types of coins have the most money that really leave. Big rug pull at the end. You don't want to get stuck buying this. And honestly, guys, the risk to reward is just not good. Like, I don't understand why anybody would buy Doge. The risk to reward is garbage right now, when you could be buying other things. I get from a trading perspective, if you're doing some short-term trading, you're setting a stop loss, you're setting targets, and you're just scalping the way up this, great. Good on you, because it's highly profitable. But for the people that are just randomly buying stuff and just praying it goes up, you're going to get screwed on this one. Just hate to say it. But anyways, guys, let's talk about the Bitcoin pair before we wrap up this video, because the Bitcoin pair today looks absolutely phenomenal. Really excited about what we're seeing today. Guys, look at all the volume that came in here. So this was the pump before the SEC lawsuit. This was the SEC lawsuit dump. This was the pump after the dump. And now look at all the volume we've seen throughout this entire chop period. Now, what prices are doing is they're really just reclaiming our level that we've been watching for a little while. Now, because we've reclaimed this level, I expect a big pump to follow, because this is our first higher high in the new bull trend. It's kind of like this move here. See this first pump that we saw, and then the pullback? That was us flipping. Wow, that wasn't straight. That was us flipping this level here. And that's what kicked off our first major run in the altcoins in 2017. XRP is going to do the same thing. They have to flip certain levels. And keep in mind, guys, maybe we need to go up for one big pump, and then we pull back and flip the level before going for a big move. We could see something like that still. Maybe we see the same type of move that we saw here, where it's a quick pump, pull back to this level, and then we get our next major move. That's the way that markets move. They have to break up, make higher highs, reclaim previous resistance levels as support, and that's how they build up for a parabolic move. And so with the type of volume that we're seeing in here, we just saw Doge. I've compared the chart of Doge Bitcoin to XRP Bitcoin. Let's actually copy that, because it's kind of funny looking when you really look at it. And let's just play a game in our heads. Let's just assume that we could potentially see the same type of move coming for XRP as we just saw with Doge. Let's just assume, I'm not saying it has to by any means, but let's just play make-believe. What Doge did is it was in this move here. We hit the all-time highs, and then we pulled back and flipped these levels. I literally think this is what's going to happen, guys. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy to say this, but I do think that this is what's going to happen, which is why I keep bringing up the Doge chart. I'm just like a kid in the candy store, because of how excited I am to actually see a coin that I've put a lot of money, a lot of faith into, do something like this. Because if XRP pulls this, oh my god, guys, I'm so freaking rich, and it's going to be fun. And I know that you guys are in that exact same situation. It's not just about me. It's about you guys at the same time. We're all going to be filthy rich. The people that have put money into this, and keep in mind, guys, you don't have to have millions of dollars in XRP to make a ton of money. Like, you guys could have a few $1,000s, and you're going to make a lot of money. And this is the cool part, because when you make a lot of money off XRP, you can take those profits and move it into something else that can even make you more money in return. This is the part where we're going to really focus on compounding our gains. And if we can get something like Doge just did for XRP, oh my god, this is going to be awesome. And I do think it's going to happen, because, guys, the charts look the same. These literally look exactly the same. There's almost no difference here. The only difference is maybe I haven't made it high enough. Seriously, though. Like, we're going to flip this level. This is the level. This is the same level that Dogecoin flipped against its Bitcoin pair. Look at this, guys. I'm dead serious. Look at the similarities. And I'm just kind of freestyling off the top of my head. But let's draw this line right here. And let's analyze this chart. Support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Short-term support, resistance, resistance, resistance. And this is the level that once we flipped it, I almost bought this just because of how important this level was. But I just didn't think that it was going to hold. I thought it was going to do one of the many things that it's done prior where it hits this and just crashes. But I was dumb and didn't buy it. And look what Doge did. This is the same important level on all of these Bitcoin pairs. Doge, for whatever reason, this is the important level at 91 sats for Doge Bitcoin. And once we flipped this and turned it into support, this was the move that we saw. If this is the same importance of XRP, look, it's going to follow that same level. Resistance, resistance, short-term support, resistance, 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 resistance. This is going to be the level that gets flipped. And when this level gets flipped, I'm telling you guys, this is the type of move that we're going to be seeing. We are going to make so much freaking money. And not just money, not dollars. Yes, dollars, but we're going to make Bitcoin. I'm going to be making Bitcoin. I don't care what you guys are accumulating. I look at dollar charts because at the end of the day, it's all doing the same thing. I know how the cycle works in my head, and so I know when to take profits, but I'm looking at always accumulating Bitcoin. I'm not short-term trading this stuff, swing trading it. I'm holding on longer-term cycles, but regardless, guys, what we're about to see is the biggest Bitcoin profit potential for the altcoins we've ever seen before. We can make a stupid amount of profit because I've seen it happen in the last cycle, and it's nuts, guys. I watched this type of a move happen in 2017 right here, and I saw people get so rich off of this small of a move. If we do something like this, I truly can't even comprehend how rich we're going to be. And let's, just for the sake of this video, before we wrap things up, let's just take a look at the current valuation. And if we do a Doge, 50x, which is, you know, actually the same size of move percentage-wise as what this was. So it would be the same thing that what we saw in the last cycle, almost verbatim. So, I mean, I think that this is what's going to happen. Call me crazy, but, you know, I've been called crazy the entire 2.5+ years that I've been having this channel and talking about this stuff. Because I was talking about this happening, you know, way when nobody even gave a crap about altcoins because they just went down. You know, I've been talking about this stuff for so long because I truly believe that this is what's going to happen. So now that it's happening, you know, it's really exciting for me. It's exciting in my situation to be watching all of you guys that watch me, being able to, you know, take your first stab into a new parabolic bull run that you've never experienced before. Probably a lot of you guys ended up just getting in at the top of the last cycle or at some miserable point in this bull or the bear cycle. And you guys are going to set yourselves up for the biggest opportunity at profit because you guys are going to be the best holders. You're going to have the best diamond hands in the game. But you guys got to remember that you don't want to get stuck with that way of thinking. Psychologically, it's the same thing that happened in 2017. The meme in 2017 was hodl, right? Everybody said hodl. And this is the term that gets people psychologically trapped in the market cycle. They're always thinking to themselves, hodl, 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 hodl. It's always going to go up again, always up. And then pretty soon there is a point where that doesn't actually happen. And then you have a big chance of losing out on a lot of unrealized gains. And so there is a point where you do want to sell. I've been very adamant about pretty much not selling anything because I've just been holding everything for the most part. But there is a point where we do want to take some profits in this cycle, and we're going to be seeing that very soon. But regardless, guys, the same way of thinking, this diamond hand strategy, it's the same psychological play, except instead of hodl, it's diamond hands, and this is just the new meme of this cycle. The only reason I'm able to recognize this is because I saw it happen in the last cycle, and I'm just warning you guys that this way of thinking is going to get a lot of people trapped in positions. It's going to get them trapped in the market cycle where they're going to end up holding it through a whole bear cycle. So quickly, before we wrap up this video, because I've been rambling for a little while, a lot of people ask me what they should do with XRP. Should they just hold all the way through forever and ever and stake it and long term all the way? No, don't do that. Take some profits. I'm telling you guys, the profits you're going to leave on the table if you choose to hold through the bear cycle is a significant amount. And it might not seem like that in the short term. You might be sitting there with tons of money in your portfolio from a small amount, and you're sitting there, oh, well, I'm so rich, I can just hold forever and I'll be okay. You think that now, but wait till the bear market rolls around and you see that investment profit go down 50%, half again, another 50%, half again, another 50%, and keep dropping and dropping, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I could lose this much. And then those type of people end up panic selling the bottom, trying to just get every last bit of profit that they have left. Don't make the mistake. Sell in the bull run because it's way easier. Yes, you're going to miss out on profit, but you're going to not buy the exact bottom of the bear cycle either. It's just the way it goes. So, anyways, guys, I think I've talked about this enough, covered some thoughts and perspectives. If you guys want to tune in for my live training, links are provided for you in the description to go ahead and reserve your spot. If you guys want to join the Discord for free or sign up for my free ebook and download that, links are also provided for you in the description to check that out. Thank you guys for the support of the channel. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for the support. It just means so much to me. I'm glad that I get to do this every single day, and to see all of this stuff coming into fruition truly makes me excited to see what you guys are going to be able to do with your portfolios. You know, I've made life-changing money. My friends have made life-changing money. My family's made life-changing money, and I'm excited to see my community do the exact same thing as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and with all that being said, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.